But before I get into that, I just wanted to give a really special shout to what I was witness to yesterday. For those who don't know, they did a football game, and special shouts to the Ravens for winning the game, first and foremost. But they did a football game on Netflix. And I know they've been doing a lot on Netflix lately, but recently the football game on Netflix that they did, am I missing the monitor? Hold on a second, I'm missing the monitor. I'm about to have it here. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you saw the what has been dubbed as the Beyonce Bowl. If you saw it. If you didn't see it, then that's fine. That's fine. But before I get into my serious conversation regarding the commutation of people on death row and all that stuff can get serious. But I wanted to give a special shout to what I did manage to view yesterday. So for those who didn't get to see the Beyonce Bowl, granted, I can't play the whole situation. I can't even play half of it. And if I could play it, I definitely couldn't play it at regular speed because Beyonce and them own all of that. But for those who don't understand, it's not normal to have a big concert during a regular season game. For any football fans, we don't even see what happens at halftime. Normally during a football game, you like watch the people talk about the first half during halftime. That's what happens. And you see your commercials for beer and food, pizza, stuff like that. And that's it. That's what a halftime is in a regular, normal football game. But they decided this time around that they were going to get Beyonce to come and perform. Now, for anybody who lives under a rock and doesn't know who Beyonce is, she's like one of the top winningest artists ever, right? Also is married to Jay-Z, who is also connected through Rock Nation to the musical side of what the NFL's been doing in the last year or so. So if you didn't get a chance to be part of that and see what this is, I'm going to give you a couple of moments of it. I know they're going to come and hit me with a little copyright ID thing, but it is what it is. I thought it was a really interesting show. I just wanted y'all to take this. I'm pausing it right here. I want a thumbs up in the chat if you saw this live yesterday. For anybody that's a football fan, we already know this is not what you see at halftime during no regular season game. You might see that during the Super Bowl. But during a regular season game, every once in a while they'll have somebody perform, but that's more for the people that are actually in the stadium and not folks like us that are watching it. But because it was on Netflix, which is a paid subscription service, they decided that they were going to pay Beyonce $10 million or whatever it costs to have her do a show at the football game. So Netflix got some money. They doing all right if they can get Beyonce doing it. Hold on, before I get in trouble, I just got to pause this, man. Beyonce's killing it right now. And this is unlocking. You remember, I had a big issue with the whole Taylor Swift thing and Travis Kelce thing a little while ago. I had a little issue with that because it was all about Taylor Swift and she wasn't doing what we know Taylor Swift to be doing. Like, it wasn't about her performing. It was just because she was some dude's girlfriend and he was knocking it down. And I don't think that that's like, we need to be focused on that. That's not very important. But Beyonce is performing the halftime show at a regular season game. Do you guys understand what that means? That's not what normally happens. You don't get Beyonce for regular season games. They're giving you an eyeball into what's next. Because if you want people to pay for a service to watch the regular season games, you're going to have to throw Beyonce up there. Most people aren't going to get a subscription just because they want to watch one game on a particular service. That's where Peacock and all of them were losing out. They were getting some people that would view the games, but in a general sense, the viewership of the games that was on the private services when Peacock and all that were doing it, I don't know if that was Thanksgiving. It was a while ago, but they kind of had their own little service going, right? And you had to pay to see that. If you didn't have it, you just didn't see it unless you were in the local area for the team that was playing, right? So the viewership of those games on the private services was lower than the ones that were on like the regular local joints, and everybody could see them. So what they had to do was figure out, how do we get around the fact that people would much rather watch a free football game than pay for a subscription service to just watch the particular game that weekend that their team is playing, and if they're outside of the, local area of their own team. Because most people follow the teams that are kind of local to them. So if you live in Baltimore, you still got to see the Ravens game on regular TV, like regular CBS TV, even though it was on Netflix, right? So the people that they're appealing to are the folks who are like way outside of that, right? People who can't get that game unless they got like a, jailbroken Fire Stick or something like that going on, or they have like NFL package, but basically they had to pay for it. That's my whole point. With that payment, some people are going to be like, yo, I don't want to pay for that to watch a football game. I can just not see it and watch another game and watch the highlights after the fact. It's really not that important for a lot of people. But what they did was they decided, let's create the hype around the halftime performance, which is what the Super Bowl does. Now, granted, people like the Super Bowl, right? But there's only 2 teams in the Super Bowl. So if you're not really a fan of either team, what's your real reason to watch the Super Bowl? It's the halftime show. It's the commercials. It's everything that's not football. In this particular case, they decided, let's take a Super Bowl approach to a regular season game and see how it works out. Now, I'm not saying it's the first time that anybody's ever performed at the halftime of a football game. Not saying that. What I'm saying is the amount of production they put into this thing was far beyond anything I've seen. And I've watched a lot of football, and I've watched a lot of Super Bowls. And this was Super Bowl level production in a regular season game. Never seen that before. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one. I got a little slower. Is unmatched. I'm just going to start right there. This is genius, because dudes like me I never listened to none of the Cowboy Carter songs. I didn't even really listen to Beyonce as an individual by herself as a guy, because it was mostly songs for women. So I knew like the commercial stuff, the single ladies and, all that kind of stuff because of, DJing and all that. But I never really just listened to like Beyonce's Lemonade album in my car by myself. You understand what I'm saying? So this is about as close to listening to it as you're going to get me. You bring me in on the football side, because I ain't, you see what I'm saying? And a million others like me. You give me Beyonce in a, nice looking little cowboy kind of, it's crossover. It's given the cowboy thing for those that like are on the cowboy side, right? And it's given the, I don't want to be disrespectful, because I feel I'm very pleased with what I saw. And it's only because I know what they're going to do with it. And I'm a little pissed about all of a sudden when they have football on certain days, they have it all like you got to pay for these little services and stuff. I don't like that. But I figure if they're going to do it and you add a Beyonce concert to it, now people will be like, yo, I'll pay for Netflix real quick to watch the Beyonce show. I personally don't know any of these songs. I don't. But what I do know is Beyonce killed it. Post Malone killed it. Shabuzi killed it. Whoever did the production killed it. Netflix got their money. Whoever did the denim on this truck, they killed it. Like there's a lot of killage going on here. And I just need y'all to, let's just respect the respectable. She didn't come out there on no ratchetness. She didn't come out there embarrassing herself or her family. She had a daughter out there. She came out there and made a little statement. I ain't heard from Beyonce in a while because her music changed genre, so it wasn't really in my playlist, right? So this is really the first time I didn't heard her perform in a while. Me personally, I'm not saying anybody else, but I was watching football. I wasn't going to the Beyonce concert. I was going to watch football, right? And instead of just getting that, I got to see a whole Super Bowl level show on a regular season game. Now, look, guys, if that's not a marketing idea that's about to take off, all of them going to have it. You're going to have all types of performances going on now, and they're going to make you pay for the services that come along with that. So, like I said, I'm going to let this piece finish because I'm going to get to my serious conversation first. But this was awesome. For anybody that doesn't like Beyonce or Post Malone or whomever, I'm not really, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that they decided to put a number one headlining artist on a regular season game. And not only did she come out there and perform, she was, see this shit? This is amazing. This is a regular season game.
I'm so honored to
Yo,
be
y'all better
right
be.
now. Let's take it to
You
the
know,
floor
I know there's a
now.
lot of haters in the world. Hold on. Whoa. Guys, there's like 300 people in here. Can we get the likes up? I mean, I know we're all into the Beyonce thing. It is it will definitely distract. But hey, since we're here, can we support the channel? Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna get into my other convo in 1 second. I gotta pay respect to this. This is amazing. I wish every football game could do that. With all the money they're making and all the money them players are making, we should get a damn concert every game. Then more people will start buying the tickets to be at the game because they'll be at the concert. And then more people would have no problem paying for Netflix and whatever else because they're going to get to see Beyonce. Even people that don't watch football would pay for the game. Now, I hope they don't start this pay-per-view shit like really every game. That'd be crazy. But they might be on the way there. If they start putting out this kind of product frequently, man, once people get their nose open on stuff like this, there's no telling where you're going to end up putting them. Now, for those that don't understand how to utilize the like thing, if we came through on the shorts feed, you got to go up to like the top right of your screen, and there's these 3 dots. You hit the 3 dots, you'll see the little like button come up. Hit the likes. Make sure the algorithm knows that we're having a good time over here, man. They've been mean to me for a while. So we're going to make sure that they're not as mean this time. Okay, so let me finish this out. Then I'm going to get to the serious conversation. But this is making me feel really good about the future of football. If it's going to be a performance, let's make it be a performance. You feel me? This was a hell of a performance. I don't know none of these damn songs. Strap around her waist right here. That doesn't look very secure to be that high in the air. But yeah, you know what? I'm not the safety guy. I'm just saying the thing looks like fabric. And not saying Beyonce's overweight or anything, but gravity and some of these things can be a problem when you're very high in the air. But okay. But nonetheless, so let's let her hit. Please salute to that. I'm sorry, man. I got to. That was a murderous performance, okay? That was a murderous performance. So, like I said, I had to get y'all started with something that feels good. I think it was awesome that they decided to do that. I think for the product itself, it was a great show. There's people hating on it because they wanted to hear, different Beyonce songs. They wanted to hear some of the classics, which I understand because some people don't listen to the more current Beyonce, Cowboy Carter stuff. I get that. But if you like a good show, that was a hell of a show. And that was a regular season game. So if the NFL, if y'all happen to tune into my podcast at any point in time and you're looking for suggestions, I would suggest that y'all keep that same energy and just utilize the money y'all got. They get millions and millions of dollars. There's no reason that they can't have good performances at way more than just the Super Bowl. Advertisers are paying a lot of money to get them commercials in there, right? So if you want to get that new crowd, because the regular football guys, the old football guys with the big beer bellies drinking the Budweiser, they're getting old. Some of them are dying out. You need a new crowd? That's the way to do it. Start bringing in the Shabuzi crowd. Like, I don't even get Shabuzi. He's like a walking oxymoron in my opinion, but I think he's probably great for whoever likes him. He just doesn't fit the normal, what I would see. And that's because of where I was raised. Country singers don't look like that. They're not 6'9" with dreadlocks. Like, that's just not normal. Not to take away from the guy and his music and the fact that it's doing well. Congratulations on that. Just me personally, it was like, what's going on here? So for him to join up, you got Post Malone joining up. So you got black people, you got white people, you got men, you got women, you got mother, you got daughter, you got football, you got America. They killed it, man. And I'm glad they did that. I'm glad they did that because, in my opinion, America needs something like that right now. We definitely need something like that right now. Definitely need something like that. What's up to my man, the DJ? I know who it is, but thanks for stopping in, man. Thanks for stopping in. I know you saw that performance, so I'm just saying, I am too through because I hadn't watched it again until I just watched it, and I was like, man, that was a really good show. So hopefully they don't figure out how good of a show that was and start charging us for every damn game and doing that. That's the good with the bad, as they say, right? It's the good with the bad. So anybody that's new to